Just rolled in finally, 10 p.m. night before the opening day. This is gonna end up being my camp for the next weekend. I don't know if you can see that fire pit right there. Yeah, I'd say I've got some cleanup duty to do. There's just some things on the ground everywhere that I don't want to deal with tonight. I need to get up early. Just made a plow sort of configuration off of so the storm that was shooting really strong lightning there, they brought in a humongous wind. This wind is ripped down my shelter. I can't seem to even get a good burrito going, to be honest. Yeah, this is getting to the point that it's just getting dangerous. I'm gonna go ahead and probably just sleep in the back of the car tonight. It's not gonna be comfy, but hey, it's better than nothing, so that's what I'm gonna do tonight. I tried to set up a burrito next to the car as my only windbreak after it kept getting ripped down. Yeah, this is rough go. I'm getting in the car. Well, I tried to make it as cozy little of a boat as I can. If I sleep with my head propped up, I can get my legs straight on something, so that's kind of nice. It's definitely quieter in here, obviously. But man, I've got branches falling on the freaking roof. It's not a lot, but I mean, they're not heavy, but they're falling. Everything's, geez. Anyways, I got my little lamp up here on the back of the car. It's time to curl up with a good book. Old classic copy of Robinson Crusoe. Pages are yellowed and everything. Howdy guys. So it's still decently early right now. Just about 7. Sun popped about 6:30. Let's try to track him down into here. I'm just still gonna sit and watch for a while. And then probably have some breakfast. And then sadly this happened. My microphone busted on me. I started to get a pretty decent breeze flowing through, so this was my best time to get up and start stalking if I wanted to. So right here, sadly, was the only actual video I could get of any of the does that I was able to stock up on. This old girl was pretty and she was curious too. We ended up having about a 30-minute staring match before I was able to get her to look away long enough for me to grab my phone to get some record for you guys. When I bumped up on her, I was actually decently exposed at the time. The only thing that could hide me was lack of movement and the camouflage I was wearing. It seemed to work out pretty alright. She tosses her head a few times just to try and figure out what I am, but the lack of my movement ended up not giving any away, and I was able to actually outlast her in this little staring match, and she walks off. And for me, that's actually probably the most important aspect of camouflage is lack of movement. You can have the best camo in the world, or you can just be wearing a t-shirt, but if you move suddenly and give yourself away, they know something's there. Little insert on a product review for you guys. This is the Primos can, the original can. I was thoroughly unimpressed with it. It started developing little clay balls in it after being in my pocket and just would not sound. I was unimpressed. The area I'm hunting in is really thick, mountainous terrain area, and it would have helped be able to have a ball that could have actually pulled in the deer. I would have had to probably stalk less, I think. Not that I don't like stalking, but it takes a toll on you when it's up and down ridges all day long. Come dusk at the end of the first day, I set up in a really nice clearing I had found. Put a Luminoc on the back of one of my 2 arrows. Luminocs are great because then if you shoot at dusk, if you have a failing eyesight, when they light up you can actually find them. They usually light up when they leave your bowstring, in fact. And I use the end of the opposite broadhead to turn it back off if I accidentally activate it beforehand. I ended up just kind of making a very small, basic, bare bones camp that night in a meadow not too far from where I set up at dusk. I had to find an established fire ring and try and rebuild it a little bit, just because of the fire danger that was there. Just had my wool blanket, tarp, some cooking gear, the same stuff that you guys saw in my hunting kit video. It was a nice enough night, just kind of relaxed around the fire, ate some food, rinsed out my pan, and pretty much just went to bed. I had to wake up a few times just to kind of keep the fire stoked up. It got pretty cold that night, about 30 degrees. Of course, using the wool blanket to sleep in, it was nice because the next morning it was still warm to be able to wrap up in it. It didn't really get very warm the next morning until about 8 o'clock. Needless to say, so far I was having a pretty good time. First day I was seeing track and bedding. I stocked up on 3 individual does. This second day, the terrain was really gorgeous. Just some streams that are going by and some just basic man-made walkovers that are really just made for very picturesque scenes. I feel like, to me, that's a really big part of hunting, you guys, is just getting out there, enjoying the time that you're being able to spend out in the woods or wherever you're getting the chance to hunt, and just finding the minute little details that you can find out there, just gorgeous spider webs and everything. I know this picture didn't turn out the best, but then just really enjoying carrying the bow through the woods and just, always on high alert, every little twig snap and everything. Always looking for any track you can find. I mean, it was big country, but I really, really enjoyed it. I only really had 2 issues with the entire weekend. One was these assholes. I don't like free range cattle. I've had friends actually get trampled by them when we were working as guides. The second one was everybody was out on ATV. They were making so much noise out there, and yeah, the deer were desensitized a bit to them, but I'm not. It makes it hard for me to listen for any twig snaps if you got, giant motor blaring in my ear. Best areas that I was having really good luck with for me were these aspen type groves. I actually walked up on a predator's kill site that was kind of interesting. A couple bones there, and you could tell where they had bedded down and everything. I believe it was a mountain lion by the size of the bedding that I was looking at. But that was actually a pretty fun find for me. I've not walked up on a predator's kill site before. And always with hunting, you just sometimes don't get anything. You don't get what you're going after, and that's fine. But it was still a great week, and I still enjoyed it, and I was really happy to take you guys along with me. Like and subscribe.